Om Shanti and a very good morning on Sunday, the 21st of August 2022, from Aberdeen Hindu Temple in Stony Waite. First of all, a big Om Shanti. Om means I am. My nature is I am eternally, and Shanti, I'm peace. My nature is peace. My origin is peace. I am peace. And my aim to share is to share peace. When we do any effort, then sometimes it's felt as difficult. Sometimes it is felt as a renunciation. Sometimes it is felt to be hard. And yet, when we look at the foundation of that effort, of that promise, of that aim in life, it has to have a good foundation. It is like as if we plant seeds on soil that is not fertile or hasn't been watered or doesn't get any light. Nothing will grow. And so there has to be a determination, there has to be an intention, a will, and an objective of actually making this effort become true. Otherwise, it's just a false promise, and we tend to forget it, and it just, melts into the world around us and doesn't really stand up. Whereas, for example, if somebody wants to do fasting, I'm not suggesting to do fasting, but as a spiritual practice, some people have been doing it. Just as an example, it is quite hard. One will feel hunger pains. One will be really, really unwell for a little while, and till everything starts to get better. But the foundation of that wanting to make this effort, that foundation has to be a foundation set with determination, set with an intention, set with an awareness. And then that will be fruitful, because the soil of that effort, of that intention, is fertile. And therefore it will bring fruit. It will be victorious. Now, when that soil of the intention is made out of love, that fruit will not only grow, but it will be very sweet, and it will be very lovely. It will be very beautiful. So even, for example, if I set the intention to fast or to sit in meditation, actually that's probably a better example, and I sit in meditation, and the foundation, the aim, the determination, the intention, the awareness is that of love, then that meditation will be very beautiful, because it will be nurtured by that love, and I will be drawn again and again to return back to that experience of my deep tapasya, my deep, intense meditation. And it will fill me with a lot of satisfaction, feeling of success, but also with a lot of love. So to be spiritual also means that if perhaps I have failed in the past, I find new solutions, new ways, new methods on how to make sure that I can actually maintain this aim and objective, this effort. For example, meditation. So I set myself a timetable. I give myself certain periods of times that are achievable and I can fulfill without putting stress on myself. And I also can find other methods, such as whenever I take the telephone and respond to a call, for a second, I go into that deep stage of, of peace, of love, of awareness of the self and our eternity, and then respond to that telephone call. It won't take time, and it will be something that will actually give to that conversation a certain depth and a certain harmony and peace and love that otherwise, if I would have done it without thinking, without preparing myself, would not have that same effect. When I sit to eat, let me have a minute rather than just sitting down. Yes, I'm in a rush and eating quickly, and perhaps while eating, doing other things, such as following the news, having an intense conversation, watching a film, reading the newspaper, or whatever, making a list of things to buy. I will have eaten, and maybe my stomach feels satisfied or full, but most likely it won't feel satisfied because there's something lacking in it. And I will not have really enjoyed the food that I've eaten because it's just been gulped down. There has been no mindfulness, there has been no awareness. And if that awareness, again, is based on the foundation of love. So I sit down to eat and I take just a few seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and just prepare myself to actually have this meal. And I eat it quietly, consciously, which in today's world means mindfully. Savoring each mouthful and preparing my body to actually accept this food. Then that food will be very satisfying. It will fulfill my needs. And I will not need anything else after that. I will be satisfied. And so if I actually give myself moments in which I actually fill my inner self with peace, with love, with attention, and then take on an action, but that action has the foundation of that intention, that intention, that action will carry that vibration into the action. And by doing so, it will be filled with power, it will be filled with clarity, and it will achieve its aim and objective. So it's actually just a change on how I think and on placing attention into my actions. Yes, I've done some things very many times. Many times I've done my bed. I've straightened my bed out after night's sleep. I've tidied my room. Now, if I do that with love, that love will give a touch, will give a vibration, will give a presence that will make that room very welcoming and also very restful for whenever I go back to sleep in the next night. And so every effort that we do if we pay attention to the foundation of it, then that effort will be filled with that intention. And if that intention is love, everything else will be easy. And it will easily take us to victory, to attainment. And it will not just do that, but it will fill myself, with that feeling of having enjoyed that action, and therefore I will actually want to repeat it. I will want to come back to it again and again. And so our life is lived in a conscious way. It's lived in an awake way, and it brings satisfaction. It doesn't matter how much money I have in my bank or in my monthly salary, or how many people worship me or not. Because actually we come into this world, we play our parts, and then we leave from this world. But what we leave with is with what we have become, not what we have attained and the possessions that we have. And so paying attention to my inner awareness, attitude, the determination that I have in anything that I do actually helps me going along and actually achieving what I want in my life. And so spirituality is actually a way of creating success and bringing success in life, not to be misunderstood and to be undervalued. And we're living very special times, times where there is disharmony, there's opposition, there's conflict, there's taking parts, there's no unity. It's times when we also become aware very clearly of the sorrow that is happening in the world. And not only that, the world itself is in pain, and therefore the elements are either too hot or too wet, either too cold, or not doing what we would expect them to do. Strong winds, it's hard to live, and it's hard to grow crops, to move about and everything. But everything the foundation is based on our intentions, our determination, our attitude, and our awareness. Because when I create an awareness that is based on harmony, on love, on peace, on unity, on cooperation, when my awareness is actually there to benefit not just myself, obviously also myself, but everybody in general, and to be a contribution to the beauty of this world, then we start to create a beautiful world all around. I was so struck, I just remembered how when I visited Orkney, it's beautiful islands, several islands in the north of Scotland. And at some stage during the Second World War, Churchill took some Italian prisoners up to Orkney, and they needed to put up what's called the Churchill barriers, or roads between the different islands. And these prisoners of war had actually come from Morocco. They were Italians. And initially, they started to plant little flowers along the roads, the way that they would walk to work. And then they asked if they could have a theater group. And so they started to create theaters, dramas, these sort of things. Then they asked if they could hold church. And they were given a little metal cabin in a way. And then they started to take anything that they could find on the shores from ships that had sunken, and started to create this Italian chapel that if you go to Orkney, you should see. And when you step into that chapel, it is as if you step into Italy. You're no longer in Orkney, but you really feel and have that feeling of Italy. And so why am I saying this? They had the intention, although they were prisoners of war, to make their life beautiful, to create a homely feeling, to use their minds in a way that would take them away from the difficulties they were experiencing. But by doing that, they created not just community and solidarity and also good friendship with the people of Orkney, but they created a feeling of home and of safety whilst in that precarious situation. And so when we translate that into spirituality, it also means that if I pay attention to the foundation of my daily life, that I actually create love, create goodness in that life, then that life will be beautiful and will not just benefit me, but automatically will benefit others. And meditation is a way of doing that. So let's go into meditation. Take a nice deep breath and relax your body. You can keep your eyes open or close them as you wish. Allow stillness to come inside yourself. Relax your whole body. Make sure that your breaths are deep and slow. And create lightness and happiness inside yourself. A feeling of love. A feeling of oneness. Of unity. Of love. No matter what your life is, what you're going through in life, no matter what difficulties you're facing, allow yourself to have a moment of peace and love, of feeling loved and feeling appreciated, even if it is just by yourself. And allow yourself to relax and to enjoy this moment of deep peace. Go into a space where there's nothing and fill that space with love. If you can, fill that space with the love of the divine with whom you connect. Feeling a canopy of protection over you. And a beautiful light just all around you. soft and gentle, yet fresh and powerful. A light of intention, a guiding light, so that every step, every task, every step you take, every task you start is filled with that love, that intention. See yourself preparing breakfast, cutting the vegetables or the fruit, mixing the grains, the pulses, or whatever, the toast, preparing the toast. But every action that you take, do that with intention, with love, with gentleness and kindness, with gratitude and appreciation. And as you have finished, the preparation and the meal is in front of you, having given it all the love and all the appreciation and all the intention to be a beautiful meal. And you present it to those who are going to eat, or maybe just yourself. And create a space of unity, a space of peace, where everybody can take in this food and not just eat the molecules, the atoms, the matter of this food, but also the love and how it actually nourishes them as they take it in. And in that stillness and in that love, connect yourself with the divine. Connect yourself with the one beyond this world. However and in whatever form you conceive that divine to be. Because that divine exists, it is there for you. It will always be there for you. And it's just when I work on my intention, work on my peace and love, and my awareness of becoming subtle, that I can actually almost attract that divine being to come into my proximity, to actually shine the rays of love and peace into my life. And then whatever I do, that love is even greater. That power, that gentleness, that fullness is present at every moment and in every action I take. So whenever I take any action, I fill that action with love. Whatever promise I take, I empower that promise with that love, that intention, that determination to make that promise a reality. I also make sure that I actually start practicing whatever I intend straight away, so that it is filled with that power of determination, of intention, of awareness, And it creates an attitude that is filled with those beautiful qualities of love and peace and happiness, of lightness. And it easily becomes successful. When I bring in that power of the divine, the gates of difficulties melt down, and the roads of love and attainment just open up in front of me. All I have to do is just follow their lead. And so there is a divinity that in this world that I can awaken, or I can awaken my awareness to, if I pay attention to it. If I ignore it, it won't be there. It is like a beautiful piece of jewelry that I have hidden in some drawer. And unless I use it, it is as if I don't even have it. And that divinity is filled with my highest aims and attainments, with my wish to create a beautiful world, to be part of this beautiful world, see how the world becomes beautiful around you, almost sparkling. Filled with fragrance. When I start to bring love and kindness and generosity, lightness and happiness into my life. See how your home would change if you would give yourself moments of awareness, of the aim, the effort of creating that field, that soil of intention in which any good action will take good growth. A field of action, a soil of awareness, of determination and attitude, in which I pay attention to plant beautiful seeds. Every day, plant a new seed. But think today of a seed that you want to plant. And apply it every day. You could also use the same seed for a whole week. For example, the seed of tolerance. Imagine this beautiful flower of tolerance to grow and to become beautiful. What are the colors of tolerance? How inviting, how nurturing is tolerance? How can it change situations? How can it make life easy? But also unify and bring happiness to everybody around you. So in peace just now, think about what seed you would like to plant today. What sort of fruit or flower would grow from it? How would it feel to live in that environment? How could you invite the divine to come into your life? Make a note of it and take this note out every day of this coming week. And see how the intention of that seed will grow. Om Shanti. I am peace. My nature is peace. I am peace. Om Shanti. Bringing peace into your life, into yourself, and creating beauty all around. Om